Hey there guys, what is going on? Slappy here, and I'm doing a bit of a different video. You can already see it in the title, but this is sort of my wish list for the upcoming year. 2017 just ended, and I think it was a really good year and bad year for Creativeverse, but we can talk about that another time maybe. But I want to talk about my wish list for the upcoming year, things I would love to see added and slash or changed in Creativeverse in the upcoming year. And I know this is a very, it's sort of my list, it's not, the definitive anything, and I would love to hear what you guys think you would love to see added, changed, removed in Creativeverse in the comments down below. I would love to have a bit of a discussion about this down there. But be sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoy. I'm really excited about the new year. I'm really excited to play some Creativeverse, and let's just talk about what I would like to on my wish list, I guess. I'm also pre-recording this, which is why the toy drive counter and stuff looks a little weird. I got the hiccups. Anyway, the first thing I would love to see is, this is probably no surprise if you've heard me talk about adventures before, is, some attention paid to the adventures menu. And mostly, the featured hasn't been changed in months. The popular tab is hard to scroll through because it's all the same ones at the top. I would love if the popular tab, maybe you could sort by popular in the last month, popular in the last 3 months. I would love if there was some sort of more options to find new adventures. Yeah, I would just like some more options for the adventure menus, as well as just maybe a little bit more attention paid to the adventures menu. But that's only my first thing that I'm hopeful about. Another thing that I would love to see sort of, I wouldn't even say changed so much as given or something, is the amount of bundles we have in this game is getting pretty extreme. I bought a lot of these, but there's a lot of blocks that people who want to play for free don't have access to. And I would love to see maybe some of the older block sets. Some of these ones have been in the game for a very long time. I would love to see maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 of them. Maybe go into the free set of Creativeverse blocks. They've been here a long time, and at this point it feels like maybe it's time to sort of let them be in the game. I would also like to see just more costumes that are cool, because right now these are all the costumes, and barring anything drastic, they're all kind of lame. But anyway, let's go into a few more things in Creativeverse. Alright, the storage room I have here is the perfect place to showcase a couple more of the things I would love to see come to this game. Wow, sorry about that. The first thing is some way to do storage better. And I know some people are probably going to say, you have the arc sign sprite things where you can access your storage easier, you can see what's in your storage easier. But I'm more talking about having something where you can, maybe have a chest in the middle room you put all of your blocks into, and it sorts it into the chests that are appropriate. Maybe some sort of piping that can, be smart and find where you keep blocks. Some sort of way to make the storage system sort of less of a drag. I would love to be able to have some sort of automated storage, or just some way to make the storage easier, as opposed to, here where I've got a pretty clean storage system. I know it pretty well. I have blocks showcasing where they stuff are, but I would love to make it a little bit easier just to take some of the grind out of the game. Speaking of grind in the game, the next thing I would love is an advanced processor. It takes so long to process stuff. 30 seconds for an iron slab, a minute for an iron rod. Even stone stuff. If you need a ton of stone slabs, it's 10 seconds per, and it just takes forever to get stuff in this game. And that's really quite annoying. That's really quite annoying. So I would love, maybe some sort of Lumite processor that is quite expensive, but, once you're in the late game of this game, it's just such a grind to process stuff. Same goes, well, the forge you can, do faster because it has the fuel levels. So the forge you can, but there is one other thing I would love to see with these, is some sort of way to automatically have items go in. So right now, let's say I want a ton of stone slabs. I have to go like that, and they added the shift click, which puts in, 5 times whatever you wanted, which is great. That was really handy. But right now, that's the limit of how much you could queue. And if I need a ton of stone slabs, I have to go through a ton of processors and then go back and, click them all out. I would love some sort of system that would maybe, I could put a ton of stone into a chest and it will auto feed and then auto take out. So I can queue up 100 stone. It'll make me I don't know how many stone slabs that would be. Whatever 100 stone into slabs would be, and then, you know, have an output chest somewhere else. I would love some sort of way to queue up items to go through your forge or your processor. That's just one other thing I would love to see in this game. The next thing I would love to see, and this should come as no surprise to anybody who has watched any time I've had to do any farming in the past year, some sort of advanced, some sort of faster hoe, some sort of way to make farming better in this game. And another complaint I have right now is that farming is kind of useless. I know you can make bread and sandwiches and all this stuff, but really you could just make potions that are way easier than planting and taking up and whatnot. So something maybe to make farming easier, and then some reason to want to farm. You know, I have these farms here. I hardly ever harvest them. The only thing I've harvested recently is the wheat because I quite like the gingerbread blocks. But some reason to farm and then to make farming a little bit easier, I think would be just top notch. This next thing might be a little bit more niche, but I know it's something that a lot of people have echoed with me, is to be able to make or pick up these snowy elderwood leaves. Right now, if I was to pick that up and put it back down, I would get just a normal elderwood leaf. So if I pick that up, I ended up getting one of these, and there's no way for me to get that snowy leaf back. That's just a small thing, but more importantly, I wanted to say, leaves despawning. If I take out all the wood from one of these trees, all the leaves stay there forever, and I have to manually cut them all down, which is a ton of leaves. These trees in this game are absolutely enormous. What up, Christmas tree? This is my holiday village. By the way, it's what I've been working on recently. I'm in love with it. These blocks are just so nice to build with. Anyway, but yeah, leaves despawning. Also, just being able to use the snowy leaves would be really nice. You know, if that's something you're into. This next thing, again, is probably a little bit more niche, but it's something I would love personally as somebody who really wants to make more adventures and do more things that are sort of big building, is more options when you're making a world or when you're making an adventure. So I just went to the world menu because it was a little bit easier. But right now we have a couple options, but not altogether that many. I would just like more options when I'm making a world to make a custom world, or when I'm making an adventure. You know, if I only need a small amount of space for an adventure, I'd love to be able to make, you know, a 3-chunk adventure so it loads in really quickly, or something of that nature. Just more options when I'm creating. The other thing I wanted to mention with adventures, this is something I've wanted for a long time, is the ability to save adventures, save your progress in adventures. Something like the Ghost of Buzzard's Gulch is about an hour long to complete, and that's tough to do in one sitting for a lot of people. So I would love the ability to be able to save your progress in adventure, you know, 20, 30 minutes in, wherever you wanted. I would love to be able to save your progress and then go back to it. I think that would be tremendous. The other thing I would love to see in adventures is the ability to follow adventures. So, you know, if I was to look at something like Goo World is a perfect example. This is Zando's Goo World. He updates it, you know, every few months, and I would love to be able to follow an adventure and then get a notification when it gets updated. And, you know, that way some people, one, might be more inspired to keep creating an adventure, because right now I think you go to an adventure, you play it, and it's very rare you'd ever go back and look at it again, right? So I think a lot of people are discouraged from putting out adventures that maybe take a long time to finish and then never end up finishing it. I think if you could have sort of progress kept, that would be really tremendous. Really just more adventure features is something I'm really big on. Anyway, that was sort of my quick wish list. I would love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below, what you would love to see in the game, added to the game, changed to the game, removed from the game. There's so much more I could have said in this video. I kind of wanted to keep it shorter. But yeah, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear. And yeah, that's my wish list. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like on this video. Subscribe for more Creativerse. Plenty to come in the upcoming year, along with all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff I want to do on this channel, and I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I will catch you guys in the next one. Ciao.